Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or if this happens to be your first time here, welcome. My name is Dana. I'm so happy to have you. In today's video, we are going to be trying out Charlotte Tilbury's brand new Beautiful Skin Foundation. The claims of this just caught my eyes right away. I personally love something that is hydrating, glowy, medium coverage, just kind of enhances the overall appearance of your skin, but without being flat and matte. When it comes to finishes, I'm all for anything that is luminous and glowy, and this kind of had all those claims. So here's the actual packaging of the product. It retails for $44 and you get 1 ounce. I grabbed mine in the shade 5 Neutral. There are 30 shades in the line. Instantly, whenever I saw this launch, I was really curious to see how it would compare to the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Illumination. I'm actually out of that one, but I thought maybe over on IG stories next week we could kind of do a side-by-side comparison. I do already have my moisturizer, my sunscreen. I went ahead and skipped primer, which personally I hate doing, but the reason I did that is because one of the claims in here is smoothing. It says that it's supposed to minimize the appearance of large pores. So it claims to be a hydrating foundation with a medium coverage. She does recommend, if you want to achieve more of the medium coverage, then to go in with her, I think it's called the Magical Complexion Brush. I don't own that brush. I thought I would just try with this random IT Cosmetics brush. This product is supposed to be packed with skincare ingredients where over time it's supposed to help with like hydration, plumpness, smoothness, pollution defense. In fact, let's just quickly run down the list. So it says it hydrates with hyaluronic acid. It smooths with Bix Active, which is supposed to help decrease the appearance of oiliness and visibly reduce the look of shine and pores. Also, it says that it brightens. There is a rose complex that's supposed to help the signs of stress in skin, including dullness, dryness, pigmentation, and dark circles. It also plumps with coconut extract, which over time it's supposed to help strengthen the skin barrier. Then it says it defends with the CT Defense, which was the pollution protectant that I was talking about. Long lasting, so 16-hour wear. There's no sunscreen in this. Neutralized base, clear color pigment formula, molecule complex in all 30 shades mean they stretch wide across all skin tones. One other thing that I wanted to note, I don't know why I do this, anytime I get any sort of squeeze tube product, I always like to see if the lid comes off. This one does. For instance, with the IT Cosmetics CC cream, once I get towards the end, I always end up having to cut off part of the tube to get everything out because the lid for this doesn't come off. So that is a nice option. All right, now that we have that all out of the way, let me go ahead and scooch my mirror in and let's get into application. I'm so excited for this one just because all of the claims sound so nice. I love anything hydrating and glossy. First of all, I thought I would go ahead and show you what one full pump looks like. I think the shade is gonna be perfect for me. As you can see, it does have a little bit of a runny texture. So I think one side I'll do with a brush and then the other side my fingertips, because those were the two methods that she recommended. Right off the bat, I can tell that this has a slightly pillowier in comparison to the IT Cosmetics one. It just feels slightly thicker. Let's just take this brush. It's actually more coverage than what I was expecting. And press it in. I think my shade is just right. It's doing a good job of concealing any redness and unevenness, but it still looks like skin. I can still see my freckles. I can already tell. I think I'm really gonna like this. The only thing is that was already the full pump. Maybe if I go in with my hands, I'll use less product because this brush could be absorbing in a lot of the product. Although I probably did put a little bit too much on my cheek whenever I first spread it there because I wasn't sure what to expect. I kind of just want to try with my finger already because I think I went in with way too much product earlier. It's really easy just to like pat right into the skin. There still is tackiness to it. Obviously, I mean, I just applied it, but it's not overly wet looking. For instance, if you've ever used the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint, that is a glowy formula, but I mean, it stays looking almost too wet. A lot of people don't like that one. I personally love it, but this is glowy without looking greasy or oily. Okay, so there is the side with the foundation and then obviously the bare side. For this cheek, I wanna go in and do everything with my fingers just to see. When it comes to the whole pore blurring or pore smoothing, I don't know if they meant, okay, it does that only over time or if it's supposed to do an instant smoothing effect. Over 90% agree Beautiful Skin Foundation helps to minimize the appearance of pores, pigmentation, and dark spots. But what I can say is since it has that slightly thicker texture than the IT Cosmetics one, I do feel like it is helping with my enlarged pores right here in this area. On this lower section, I want to see how it'll go with a sponge. No. After trying the 3 methods of application, I think my favorite way for this formula is to go in with my fingers first and then take my brush, press in any excess product. Overall finish, I'm loving. The coverage is definitely a true medium coverage. I don't think you can really build up any higher than that. One thing I am curious about is that they mentioned the whole brightening aspect with their rose complex that's supposed to help brighten under eyes. So I do just want to take a tiny bit of product and go in on the under eye, since it said it can help with under eye darkness. Oh, the coverage on my under eyes is actually really nice. Since it does have that healthy glow, I don't really know how much more that this will dry down. I think it's gonna keep a little bit more of a tackiness to it. So instead of going in with my concealer right away, I'm gonna sit here for about 10 more minutes just to see how much this foundation will dry down on its own. Here is another close-up of my face with just the foundation on. I would say overall it ended up being about 1.5 layers because I did add a tiny bit more just to the centers of my cheeks. Just as I thought, there still is a bit of a tackiness to it, but honestly, I don't think there's really any glowy sort of product like this that's not a powder that will dry down to a fully dry finish. Look at this. You can tell it is a hydrating product because you saw I did tap foundation on my under eyes. Typically this would be so creasy right now because I have these 2 really deep lines and it's not really like getting super crepey and settled looking, which that is really impressive. The only area that I ended up applying setting powder was just right on my under eyes, which now I'm realizing I didn't apply any under or lower lash mascara. Whatever, we're just gonna leave it as is. For the other products, if you are curious, my bronzer, I mentioned this in my 2021 yearly favorites. I've just been using the Nude Sticks Nude Fix Concealer in shade 9. For blush, I went in with this K-Beauty My Besties Hyper Fit Color Serum. I will be sure to link the exact shade down below. Another more sheer product, but it just gives your skin this beautiful glaze. I didn't want to take away from the glow on the rest of my face. And then for my highlighter, I went in with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I have mine in the shade Too Light. I just added a tiny bit of that. I didn't really think it was necessary to add much more glow just because the foundation left behind this beautiful, healthy luminosity to the skin. And then on my lips, to just stick with the whole Charlotte Tilbury theme, I went in with a little bit of the original Pillowtalk lip liner and then just a touch of Hepburn Honey, I think, yeah, on top, and then just any clear gloss that I had in my collection, just add a little bit in the center, and that is the look. I'm really liking this foundation. I will be reporting back in a few hours. It's cold here right now for once, which is nice. So I can't really say how it will combat against like humidity, but just for like day-to-day wear, we will see. Okay, hello, it's me, I'm back. So it's been about 7 hours. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. That way I can sit down and edit this video. Overall, still really impressed. The only area that I'm really noticing things kind of breaking up a bit is right here on my smile lines. Apparently I'm blind as a bat because in the playback screen that looked like it was in focus. Clearly it's not, but this is the area right here that I was talking about. Here, I just noticed that it's kind of cracking a bit. Well, I guess not even necessarily cracking, it just could have benefited with a little bit of powder. And then right here, I just feel like some of the foundation faded off. Another thing I wanted to note is while there's still a glowy look, the tackiness did end up going away. To be honest, I didn't really notice the time mark that started to happen, but I never once felt enough tackiness to where like I felt the movement on my face. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes when you wear products that are very tacky, whether you smile or laugh, like you can just kind of feel the foundation. It was never that way. That's something that I love about this foundation. It's just, it doesn't feel like anything's really on the face. When you first apply it, the first couple minutes, like, yeah, it feels like you have some sort of like tinted moisturizer sort of product, but it never once felt heavy or cakey on the face. If you are someone that loves something hydrating with a glow, with medium coverage, this will definitely be right up your alley. My only concern is I feel like I used quite a bit more product than what I do with other foundations. Not necessarily to build up the coverage because I ended up only going in with 1.5 layers. It doesn't really seem like one full pump does my whole face. I mean, I know I have a rounder and bigger face, but I think that's really the only downside that I could think for me personally. I do have a drier patch right here on my forehead right now, but I don't really think it clung on or like enhanced that area much at all. The glow is definitely my favorite aspect of the formula. For me, I definitely recommend it. Something I will be getting a ton of use out of. If you guys have any other questions, if there's anything I missed, I'm sure there's something, leave them down below and I'll be sure to get right back to you. Oh, wait, there's actually one other thing that I wanted to mention. I already rolled my chair over to my desk. I will keep you guys updated if I really notice any skincare benefits from this product, but honestly, I feel like that'll be hard to see since I do have like a skincare routine that I'm happy with, but if something drastically changes with like smoothness or plumping, I will be sure to let you know. I'll like leave a pinned comment or something, but yeah, I think that's everything now. I'm excited about this one. And honestly, I was just happy to have like a good review for my first review of 2022. So yeah, that's it for today. As always, thank you so much for hanging out. If you haven't already, I would love if you subscribed. You could stick around some more, check out one of these videos here. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.